Good afternoon folks, and welcome. Right, what we've done today, if I just turn this off for a minute. Right, what we've done a few improvements on the DYNATRON valve amp. What I've done, I've got rid of these two fuses off the top here, unfused the neutral because it's not allowed nowadays, and I've put a new fuse holder here with a 2 amp fuse. It's supposed to be 1.5 amp, but I didn't have a 1.5, so I put a 2 in it. Anyway, I've also put these little connectors on my speakers so I can plug them in, because I've got a few of those connectors. I always save them when I get them, so I'll put those on there, and crucially, so that I don't have to go into the top here from that what do you call it, plug, that what's it called, octal plug. I've actually put RCAs on it on the back here, so we've got them now. I did wire them the wrong way around at first, and right was left and left was right, but I've changed them round and they correspond now, because this is left and this is right, but only when it's in the amplifier. That will be the other way around, and yeah, not that it matters, both of these correspond to the same side as the speaker. I was going to put this one over this side, but I thought no, I'll put them next to each other here, because that's how we want them. As I say, I've also the other day replaced the mono stereo switch. I thought this switch flipped the channels. It doesn't. It switches between mono and stereo. And this one, I just turned the switch upside down and used the other contacts that hadn't been used. But I do have a spare should I need to replace it. So now you can turn the balance control without the worry of getting an electric shock off here, because the fuse is now down here, well out of the way. So you know, there's no worries with that now. Besides what I might do, this is just the right size to put a rocker switch in. I might put a rocker switch in for the on off, but we'll see, because you don't want to keep, you don't want to keep doing that to adjust the balance. I think the switch might be dicky as well, because when I turned this on earlier at the switch, it didn't come on and I had to piss about a bit, but eventually it came on. So let's find some music, let's find a track we can listen to. We can't listen to the one that's in there. Well, we can listen to a little bit. Let's just let the amplifier, turn it back on and just let it warm up. Although I've also changed some resistors. There was 4 1K resistors that were out, and they were out by about 40 ohms. So I've replaced those. You see, we're coming on now, no problem. And let's put our disc in. I got a flag for what do you call it? Oh, hang on, what's happened with there? Oh, that didn't want to come back out. And I think the pink one is the one with music on it that we want to listen to. Yeah. I'll tell you what, there's no hum or anything coming from this amp. It sounds absolutely beautifully. Oh, hang on, I press the open button. There we go. Press play and just move it to the side. I can't believe how well that sounds. That sounds absolutely brilliant. Hi Christine!
Hi Andy.
You've just got back?
Yeah.
Yeah, do us a cup of tea.
You've not had one?
Yeah, I've had 3.
Oh, you made them.
Me?
You made them
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. I'm not incapable. It's not a great feat of engineering, you know, for one to get out of one's chair, water to the
Take 'em out.
kettle. Yes, for one to get out of one's chair, water to the kettle, and make oneself a
And
brew.
let it come on itself.
What?
Let the kettle come on itself.
We had about?
No, let the kettle boil itself.
Well,
That's
well,
the job.
well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I do know how to operate the kettle, you
Laura,
know.
Laura rang me at 2 this morning.
But right, well, don't tell me after because I'm doing a live video. If it's personal,
Because you call it's not personal.
what was it?
She just woke me. She just wanted me.
Oh right, was she bored?
Yeah.
Oh, she
Yeah,
does that with
yeah.
me. She used to do that with me. I told her to stop doing it. Let's turn this off because we, you know, what I'm gonna do later. What I'm gonna do later, and just say have a look at the chat. You're in a Wally Mart, right? Hello Benji. Hello Aaron Llewellyn. Hello. Yeah, I can't say I like panpipes, but I'm trying to play. It's not bad, I suppose. Yeah, I'm in fine fettle, Aaron. Always am, mate. No worries about that. I'm always fine. You know, the best things never change. Basically, what I've done a few. Like I say, there's been a few changes occurred to the amplifier. It now has its RCAs. It now has. I'm not changing the speaker plugs. There's no need because you can still buy those connectors. Although if I keep the amp, I won't need to buy them because I've got them. I'm going to be looking at Goldborn actually for a preamp. If I can find a nice preamp at a nice price. In fact, if the preamp's nicer than the if the price is nicer than the preamp, that'll be even better. And what I used to drill the holes, I've got some step drills, and basically you just put it in the drill, put it in the chuck of the drill press, and you just drill the hole to the size that you want. No filing, no messing. Brilliant things. They're great for going through thin steel like that. You know, there's no need to mess with anything if someone's coming up the path. Who's this? Oh, it's my neighbour and her mother. Yeah, it's my neighbour and her mother. Or is it her sister because her mother looks young as well? Anyway, never mind. There we go. But how we looking at for drop frames? Hey, we've got no drop frames. What I've worked out is if I turn the browser off when I'm actually doing this, if I turn the browser off and just leave this software up, then I tend to find I don't get as much problems. So, you know, that's sorted that out. So you can see them glowing because this is going to be the front of it, and that's going to be the back. Where the transformers are is going to be the back. And I'm going to make it so that it's exposed, so you can see the valves, and everything else will be pretty much covered up. So I'm going to have a look at see what I can do in the way of a cabinet. That'll be a challenge, won't it? Make a nice veneered. I make a nice veneered cabinet. Just a little bit higher than the transformer, say a couple of inches higher than the transformer, so that, you know, but there'll be plenty of ventilation anyway. The reason for that is because the front's gonna just have a wire gauze on it. I'll see if we can get a radio from the swap meet with something like an old-fashioned type wire gauze, you know, something that can be scrapped. With something like a wire speaker grill on, something that's tatty and I don't want to rebuild, and it's got a nice long speaker grill on it, something like that. Failing that, I'll just order some and purchase it when I get some money. There's not going to be much left on this amp to do now. I am going to go through the rest of the resistors, but I'm going to do it off camera. I'm not doing that on camera, and I'll just explain what I've done when I've done it. If there's anything that I feel that you need to see me do, then I'll come on and I'll do it. But changing resistors, let's change cameras for a second, because we can, you see. We can change cameras because we've got all the gear here. There we are. Isn't that a lovely sight? I don't mean my fat belly, I mean them valves in front of us. I mean, this is, the only issue this has got now, the reason why it needs to be enclosed is because of all the high voltage wires. There's a lot of high voltage on the top here, and I was going to go for transformers, but I think it's more creative because I've got to make a wooden plinth anyway, so I might as well make a cabinet, a little cabinet, or if I can find something I've already got that I can actually reuse, something like a large speaker cabinet where I can modify. You know, there's probably something knocking around here, probably something I'm looking at right now. You know, or something I've got in the bedroom. I can repurpose it. You know, it would save me buying. Would save me buying what do you call it, wouldn't it? Would save me buying all the lumber. I've already got the glue. I mean, you buy a tube of that, a bottle of that wood glue, and it lasts you for years. You know, I've had that wood glue up there since 2008, and trust me, it hasn't dried up. It's still usable because I keep a stopper in the top of it, and you know. It just doesn't bung up, and it's still usable. So yeah. Do you know something, folks? I've been saying, you know, let me just shift some stuff along here. Do you know something? I've been saying that I haven't got anything with a preamp in that I can actually connect to my amp, to my old valve amp. And do you know something? That's not completely true, because look at this. Let's have a look at this. Oh, this weighs a bit, you know. It weighs a bit, that's. That's fairly heavy. That's fairly heavy. See, this has got separate channels on it. Output, you can literally adjust that, and you've got your input there. So, you know, and there's your other input there. Should we try it? Who reckons we should try it? I reckon we should try it, because I'm bound to find. I've got an sugar. I haven't got another, what do you call it, to fit in the back of there. I need to find an RCA lead. Right, let me have a think. I definitely want to try it. I can put the mini display machine on top of there. Right, I definitely want to try it, because
Andy, what's all this wire on the
What wire?
All this wire.
What wire?
What's plugged in?
I was using it as my extension.
Oh, is the extension?
You can unplug it if you want and finish with it. I was using it for me. I was using my drill press earlier. See, this works, or at least it did. It still does.
You want it plugged out?
What?
You want the drill bit plugged out?
Yeah, yeah, unplug it, yeah. What's happened to that cup of tea?
I'm doing it now. I'm just doing this.
Well, don't worry about that.
Just wait a minute. I've got to wait for the kettle boiling, Andy.
The kettle doesn't take an hour.
Yeah,
You were gossiping to that bloody Kate a minute ago.
I know.
Anyway,
Where
I'm
do you want
not.
your cup of tea?
Hey,
Where do you want it in the living room?
in a cup.
Where do you want it?
No, I want it in here. I'm doing a video, Christine. I'm doing a live video. Are you having a brew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm chatting to people. There's a what do you call it? There. There's an RCA lead. Has he got the RCAs on the other end? Yeah, that bummer. It hasn't. We can soon sort that out. We can soon sort that out. Right. Because there should be 2 RCA plugs here. I chopped off that thing. I wish I hadn't chopped them off now. There we are. A white one. And a red one and a white one. There we are. All we have to do is just join them on. Doesn't have to be pretty, as long as it does the job. So that's what we'll do. We'll just... How's Dave and Bernie?
They're alright. Bernie's got a sore throat.
Right,
The kids are not well. Claire's kid.
right.
Got tonsillitis.
Yeah, so everybody will end up with it. I don't know whether you can catch tonsillitis. I know you can catch lazyitis. Everybody round here's got it. Bloody hell. I'll just join these together for now. Because we're only going to plug it in and we're going to test it. And we're alright with the mini disc machine. That'll just go in as normal. So we're going to connect this graphic equalizer up, and then we can use the input, and we can then bring the input up, and I'll probably do a proper job on these RCAs in a bit. Do you know something? You always get them and you always think you've gone right all the way around. And really, you haven't. Yeah, I've had to brew up 3 times myself today. 3 times.
Here, Andy.
Hang on. Cheers. At least when I do my own I get a full cup. There we go. Right. So let's get this connected and see if we can we can play a little bit of something. Although, you know, we'll be able to control each channel individually. Yeah, I know. Well, don't worry about it. Are you having your tea here, or are you going Laura's? Thought you might. Were you having the same as what you had last night? Thought it might be. Anyway. Nearly 5 o'clock? It can't be nearly 5 o'clock. Jesus. I remember when it was 10:30. You know, you cut round it, it still don't come off all the way. Ouch. Ah, that hurt. That got it. Yeah, so I've been busy. I put all these in the middle here and we can adjust them as we want to, because these are completely individual channels on this, which is nice. You know, this is real. This is real. I better not say it because I don't want to get branded. But yeah, this is real audiophile stuff, isn't it? I mean, you could be mistaken for being an audiophile messing about with this. I mean, apart from the joint in the lead, an audiophile would never stand for that. You know? I got that one first time. I'll just give you a quick look at this and then I'll go and sit with Christine and have my brew. Give you a quick look at this. And I remember once I peeled one of them with my teeth and I actually pulled the wire right out of the plug. He ate that biscuit, Christine. Of course he did. He ate it earlier. Make sure we've got no stragglers. It looks like there's a straggler there. That is. We've got a wire there. No, it's just the colour of the wire. Just the insulation. I bet a few of you have done that, haven't you? Joined a wire together, had a very, very thin one touching it, not really, and had a short one, and spent ages looking for it. And then looking, then when you find it, you think, what a bummer. Yeah, we've all done it. We've all been there. Right, so what we'll do now, we'll shift that, because we're going to put ourselves, we'll move that for a second, because we don't want to drop it on the floor. And my mouse is about to go down. There, we don't want to lose our mouse. Tell you what we'll do, we'll put that back on there. And if we lose our mouse, sod it. Right, so what I'll do, I'll put that there for a minute. Turn that soldering iron off. Don't need that on for a minute. Right, so we're going to go to, we want to go line out, and it has an auxiliary out on this, in and out on this as well. We want to go to line in for our mini disc. Well, there we go. And then we want to plug our signal into our RCAs. Then we want to turn our graphic on. That's on. Switch on our amp. Move that because we don't want that drip. Oh, hey, the lights come on. The lights come on. The light never used to work. The amp's lit up. So let's go for, right, we won't put the EQ on for a minute, we'll just get things moving. Set that to there. Turn them down.
Late last night, I was feeling something wasn't right. Hello, walls. How things go for you today? Don't you miss her? Since she up and walked away, I bet you dread to spend the night.
Yeah.
Boy, you sure look good.
That actually sounds good.
Sun's going down. Let's quit.
Still a bit higher on that side though. But there again, hang on. But there again, these are not all set equal either. That's about right. Turn the equaliser off. There we go. Yeah, it's a bit lower on that on the right than what it is on the left. So I'll have to investigate that, but that's not a great problem. Let's have a look at the balance. There we go. That's a bit better. Yeah.
Start treating yourself right. Quit running around and staying out late at night.
Turn that all off now. You've all heard that working. That sounds really good. Let's have a look at the chat because I'm jibbing off in a minute. That does sound really, really good. I must admit that does sound really good. It really does sound good. Let's just go to the chat, the top, and come down and see what there's about. Archie, who is it? Peyton, is it? Yeah. Yeah, I love valve amps as well, Archie. Absolutely fabulous, man. Love them. Have I ever worked on a vintage radio where the third wire contains the step down resistor? No, I haven't. No. I try and avoid such things. I haven't, no. Never worked on anything that old. Just get down here. These are all just saying, everybody's just saying hello to each other. Well, a lot of people say that. I mean, we should have learned in your younger days. Yeah, it's never too late to learn, though, Archie. No, get to it, mate. Out! Right back from Wallymart. Right, did you get anything worth having, Benji? Might have to go back again. What's on the bench? The valve amp. The valve amp and the graphic equalizers on there at the moment. If you're talking to me, that is. Yeah, all been there. I'm looking forward to Goldborn. Yeah, high blood pressure and a dodgy ticker. Yeah. Yeah. Am I? Oh, that's talking about medication, isn't it? No, you people should actually exchange phone numbers with each other. Then you don't have to use my chat to talk about things that are not relevant to it. It's supposed to be about electronics. Yeah. Well, keep watching, Archie. You'll pick up some tips. You know, that's the idea of the channel, is to learn electronics. Yeah, the music's not bad. It sounds nice through them speakers, and they're only Goodman speakers. They're not expensive. They're not expensive speakers. The Goodman speakers, I'll tell you what, you know, it sounds better on my bench going through that graphic and that mini disc player than it ever did sound in the original cabinet with the 4HF Garrard that was in there. Not that there's anything wrong with the 4HF Garrard. I sold the Garrard. I was going to keep it, but I sold it because a friend of mine wanted it, so I let him have it. But I let him have it at a good price. Yeah, it's a good amplifier, and that camera's froze again. So let's go to the other camera. That camera's froze. There's something wrong with the camera, because the Sony camera doesn't do it. The main camera that we've just switched to, that doesn't do it. So it's got to be. It's not 5 o'clock. It's only 5:15. I think Christine's ahead of time. Yeah, I'm really happy with. I'll probably get a copyright strike on this, but who cares? You know, I'll just go in and play with it so that it mutes it down a bit. I'll just trim it a little bit. But yeah, I'm happy with that. But I'll tell you what, you know, it sounds really good. I think it's still a bit low. It's still a bit low on the right side. It is a bit low on the right side, and it's not the valves because I switched them over. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at, it will be resistors, because that thing's full of resistors that got them type of resistors that go high. So it's probably got a couple of high resistors in it. So could even be the balance pot that's like gone out of tolerance. But you know, that's something for me to dig into. So you know, I knew the amplifier wasn't perfect when I recapped it. You know, it wasn't perfect when I recapped it. Wasn't perfect before I recapped it. But it is working. It does sound good. But basically, what I'll do, I'll go through that and I'll find any resistors that are too high. I'll replace, and it's as simple as that. I mean, you know, it's a good job. It's a good job I kept that graphic equalizer, isn't it? Because, you know, it's you know, although it's, you know, it's primitive. You know, it's basically, it works as a primitive preamp. You know, it works as a primitive preamp. Well, a bit more than that. It's you know, yeah. What I might do, I might build. You know, what I might do, I might build a simple volume and selector unit where I can select different sources and turn the volumes and turn the volume up and down fully on both channels. Build something like that and just use that graphic as a preamp. I mean, why not? Because everything you need in there is for everything you need for a preamp is in there. You know, it's all in there. So, you know, and yeah, you know, it probably could have sounded nicer if I'd have set it up a bit better. But I was just playing with it. But I'm happy with it. And the bulb in the light, the light in the needle came on, and the meter came on. That never used to come on. Hello, Mike. Yeah, basically, I'm not actually. I'm on it, but we're getting near the end. I mean, there's a couple of issues. Like, it is slightly higher on one channel than it is on the other. You know, I have to have the balance fully near enough over one side. You know, but you know, I'm using the graphic as a preamp, and you can tell from that. Because when you set the controls to flat, when you set the graphic equalizer to turn the graphic equalizer off, or set it to set all the controls to the centre, you have to turn the right side up higher than the left. So we are a bit low, and I knew that. But that amp's always been a bit low on one side, and it's one of the things that does need to be addressed. But it does actually sound okay. Well, that's all that's all the graphic is. You know, graphic equalizer. It's just a collection of tone controls. It's your bass and treble broke up, your bass, treble, and mid broke up into its constituent frequencies. You know, that's basically what it is. You know, that's you know that's to all intents and purposes what it is. It just allows the audio file to adjust the exact settings that sound good in his mind. You know, but well, that's it. You know, what I'm thinking of doing, Mike, I'm thinking of building. I've probably got the stuff here to do it. I'm thinking of building a module with just a volume control and a selector, and that way I can just plug that into the graphic because I don't need the tone controls, I don't have to worry about tone controls because everything you need's in there. It's all in there. Everything you need. You know, that camera hasn't froze, has it? No. You know, it's all in there, and that's all you need. My glasses just moved. I've not got a ghost to caught my hand on them. Hello, Theo. Thank you for joining us. You've missed the best bit. You'll have to rewind the video. Yeah, you know, yeah, you can use them for that. I mean, absolutely. You know, you can do a lot with a graphic equalizer. I mean, it's surprising what you can do with them. I mean, you can do a lot with them. I mean, they're very capable things if you know how to operate them. Obviously, you know, most of us know how to use a graphic equalizer. You know, this is a good equalizer. This is, I think it's, what is it? It's a TIAC. It's made by a TIAC. I got it given actually. It was. I've got a friend who deals in scrap and stuff and salvage vehicles and. Oh, you just missed a bit of music at the beginning. So you just have to go, if you know, you missed me demonstrating this equalizer, this TIAC graphic, on the DYNATRON valve amp. That's all you missed really, Theo. So, you know, you might not have even missed it. You might have watched it and just left it till now to comment. I mean, I don't know when people come in. I just know they come in. But I know who's there. When anyone comments, when anyone comes into the chat, I know exactly who's there then. Well, within reason. I know whoever's chatted is watching. And those who are not chatted, they're still watching. But you can get an idea of who's about. Hang on. Yeah, you need to get another Benji, another Benji. You need to get another Benji made video. You need to get another video made, Benji. We haven't seen one out of you for a while. Yeah, they did. That's true, Mike. TIAC made some very good tape recorders. Yeah, you know, reel-to-reels and the early cassette decks. But they were mainly known for reel-to-reels, weren't they? Because to be perfectly honest, I know there's probably going to be a lot of smoke coming out of ears when I say this. There's never really been, in my opinion, there's never ever been a truly great cassette deck. Never been a truly great one. Some are better than others, but some are better than others. But there's never been a truly great one. But reel-to-reels, they had a long time. They had a long time to perfect them. I mean, it was Ampex who perfected them, with financial support by Bing Crosby, and Bing Crosby put a string on his money that he had to be a condition on his money that he had to be the first to use it when they got it right. Bing Crosby was the first artist to record on tape because of this. I know there was a few nice ones, but there was nothing in the way of cassette decks that was really truly great. I mean, I've had hundreds of cassette decks, and I've yet to find one that I think, oh, yeah. because none of them really give you the wow factor. I mean, some do sound nice and some sound horrible, but you know, I've never been a lover of them. I mean, at one time it was all we had. Back in the 80s, reel-to-reels fell out of fashion, and you couldn't get the reels for them. There was no internet back then. You know, all the shops stopped selling them, and out stood there whinging, piss off. Pardon my language. You know, but when all said and done, there were some nice tape decks, but nothing outstanding. I mean, a tape deck is a tape deck is a tape deck. I mean, they're all the same. They've got a door on the front, you shove a little small thing in it with 2 spools on it. Apart from one or two free head machines. You know, apart from the small number of free head machines that were made. But even free head machines, that means nothing. All the free head means is you can monitor it while it's recording. My Sony reel-to-reel can do it. All that means, it doesn't improve the sound. Free heads, because it doesn't read the head. It doesn't read the tape 3 times. All it does, it passes. It passes over an extra playhead while it's recording, so you can monitor and set your levels. That's what free heads is for. But yeah, you know, I've got a few tape decks, and so some of them sound alright, some of them don't. A lot of the Sonys sounded okay. I've got a Pioneer here, and to be honest, it's nothing special. It's a 90s Pioneer. That's probably why it's nothing special. I think it's auto reverse, but there's nothing special about it. Yeah, the TIAC machines, they were good. I mean, I had a TIAC machine. Was it TIAC or Tasker? Yeah, it was TIAC. I sold it to young Daniel Tattersall because he came and bought some stuff from me when I did that big Pioneer amp for him, that big Pioneer receiver. When I did that for him, he came and he bought some stuff, and that was amongst them. I only made a £5 on it. I think he gave me 30 quid. I paid, well, actually I made a tenner. I paid 20 for it because they wanted 25 at Goulburn. It was a TIAC CD player with a cassette in it with auto reverse, if I remember right. And I think I made a tenner. I got a tenner out of it, so you know, I gave 20. I sold it for 30. But I sold him a lot of stuff, a fair few things, an ITT amp, an Amstrad turntable, which was a copy of a RAG Planet. He had a few things off me. Yeah, the TIAC ones are pretty good. I mean, TIAC, I'm not slagging them off. You know, I'm just giving my opinion of them. I mean, I much prefer the sound of a reel-to-reel. You know, but when people boast about my machine has 3 heads, it doesn't use all 3 heads at any one time. It only uses the extra playhead when you're recording. It just passes the tape, so you can monitor your recording as it comes off the tape, rather than relying on it, because they're always lower on the tape than what they are at the VU meters. So rather than relying on monitoring the line level, you can monitor by having 3 heads. You can monitor the signal going straight onto the tape, and that's what 3 heads is for. You know, that's what they were for. That's what 3 heads was for. I mean, if you're not fussy about getting your levels right, a lot of 2-head machines were good. But 3 heads, all it does, it lets you monitor the tape while you're recording. Lets you play it while you're recording, so you can get your levels right. You know, well, yes, it is. You know, reel-to-reel is hard to beat. You know, at 50, yeah, the only problem with that though is your tape don't last long. You know, I tend to use I tend to use 7 inches per second, but then again, that's what my machines can do. I have got one made by Calaro, an old one which is going to Steve, because I've given him that. I've got to get it out of the cupboard at some point, but I've given him that because I'm never going to use it, and that's good. That'll do 15 inches per second. But that's going to Steve. You have a cheap BX 100E Nakamachi, if I've pronounced it correctly, needs a new idler tyre. Yeah, you can generally you can generally you know, you can sometimes use an O-ring. You know, if you get an O-ring that's the same size and a fairly thick one, you can sometimes use an O-ring. I've made idler tyres out of wash tappers, tap washers as well. You know, it's surprising what you can do when you let your imagination run wild. You know, you can make you sit there, think about it, and you think, oh, hang on a minute, yeah. You know, but I never throw things like idler tyres and stuff. It's just getting your size right. Yeah, I believe the Armand Card and stuff. I've never owned anything of theirs, but I've actually heard about the quality. I believe it's pretty good. Yeah, 7.5 is good enough. Yeah, you know, that's all I use. That's all my Sonys can do. I've got 2 Sonys exactly the same. 3 somethings they are. I can't remember exactly. I'm gonna have to shove off in a minute, and yeah, rubber renew, that tends to do it. I know it's 5 o'clock. It was 4 o'clock when you said it was 5 o'clock. I'm gonna start the tea in a minute. Let me just finish my video. She weren't as bad when we were married. You notice I said that quiet. Anyway. Anyway, listen, what I'm going to do, that rubber renew is expensive. It's £17 a bottle. Anyway, if you buy the good stuff. Anyway, folks, listen, I'm going to shoot off because I'm going to start. I'm having Christine for tea. I don't mean literally. I mean, what? Oh, I thought she was shouting at me there. I'm going to shoot off, folks, and I might come back on later. But I'm really happy. I put that graphic equaliser away because that was only pulled. I broke that out just to test that, and I'm really happy with it now. But it's going to be in the way on the bench because I'm going to go through that amp again in a bit and look for more resistors that are out of tolerance. I'm determined to get it even on both sides. What I'll do, I'll put it on the oscilloscope and look at it on the scope, and I know damn well that the left is going to be more than the right. I know that, so I already know that. But but them resistors that are in there, they are known for going out of tolerance. Right, well, I'll leave you to go back to Wally Mart and Benji, and the rest of you all take care and join me later if you want to, and I'll discuss what else I've done with you, you know, and if there's anything that you need to see, I'll come on and I'll do it. You know, but keep watching, and if you haven't subscribed and you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. Click the bell so that when I put something up or I'm on live, which seems to be the thing these days for doing it, is going live. I prefer it actually. You all stay safe, click the bell, subscribe, You all stay safe, and you know, I shall catch you all later. Thank you very much. Bye for now, folks.